All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to this explainer where we're basically cracking the metabolism code. If you're one of those classic hard gainers, someone who feels like they're literally always eating, snacking, clearing every plate in sight, but then you step on the scale and boom, the exact same number is looking right back at you, well, this is exactly for you. We're going to break down 5 structured, science-backed ways to finally start packing on some healthy weight.
But first, let's just validate that frustration for a second. Why on earth isn't eating a ton actually working for you? Well, to put it simply, you've probably got an insanely fast metabolism. It's like your body's a roaring furnace, right? It just burns through absolutely everything you throw at it. As a naturally skinny person trying to bulk up, you're literally fighting your own biology. Your body is just way too efficient at handling those calories, which is why whatever you're doing right now just isn't moving the needle.
So the golden rule here, the absolute non-negotiable, is a caloric surplus. You've got to consume more calories than your built-in furnace can naturally torch in a day. Now I know that sounds super simple on paper, right? But actually doing it, that takes a real game plan to push your body past its comfort zone. So let's break down the top 5 actionable steps to actually make that happen.
Starting our countdown right at number 5, eat more food.
Okay, so there's this massive gap between what we think we're eating and what we're actually eating. You absolutely cannot just wing it or go by how you feel. You might feel totally stuffed and think, oh yeah, I definitely hit 3,000 calories today, when in reality, your super fast metabolism needs way more, and you barely scraped by at 2,000. Actually tracking everything takes all that emotion and guesswork completely out of the equation.
And look, you need to brace yourself for the physical reality here. Week 1, it's going to be tough. You're probably going to struggle to get all those required calories down, and honestly, it might even feel like a chore. But here's the cool part. The human body is insanely adaptable. By week 2, your stomach will actually start to stretch out a bit, and you'll find yourself getting naturally hungry more often. You just got to push through that initial discomfort to hit this new biological baseline.
Moving right along to tip number 4, track your progress.
You've got to be stepping on that scale every single week. Now, early on, you might see a really quick jump, but don't let that fool you. For a naturally skinny person, those early gains are usually just, extra water weight or food volume in your system. If the scale's moving up, great, hold steady. But, and this is a big but, the person you are after gaining 10 kilos physically requires more fuel just to exist than the person you were 10 kilos ago. So if the scale stalls out, you have to feed that new muscle and bump up the food to avoid hitting a wall. Which brings us to tip number 3. Eat more protein.
This right here is the magic number, 1 gram. The absolutely crucial metric is that to actually build muscle and recover properly, you need at least 1 gram of protein for every single pound of body weight every day. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you need 150 grams of protein. Simple math, right? Without it, your body literally just doesn't have the raw materials to build new muscle tissue.
So how do we actually hit that? You'll want to stock up on dense, high-quality sources. We're talking whole eggs, chicken breast, tuna, cheese, some good steaks. And hey, quick reality check here. Gaining a little bit of fat along with the muscle it's just part of the process. Seriously, don't let the fear of a little extra body fat derail you from hitting these non-negotiable protein goals.
All right, coming in at number 2, eat more meals.
Remember how we were just talking about your stomach needing time to stretch? Well, since you've probably been eating smaller portions for basically your whole life, trying to cram all these new calories into 3 standard meals is just a recipe for feeling bloated and miserable. Let's say your goal is just adding 1,500 calories. Look at the math on this. Trying to scarf down 3 massive 500-calorie meals is incredibly tough on a smaller stomach. But splitting that exact same amount of food into 5 300-calorie meals, that's a total game changer. It's way easier to manage, digest, and actually, enjoy your food.
Think about it like this. Assuming you're getting a solid 8 hours of sleep, that leaves you with a nice 16-hour eating window. You can easily and comfortably space out 5 smaller meals across those 16 waking hours. It completely takes the pressure off. No more forcing down literal mountains of food all at once. It's about working smarter, not just eating harder. And finally, our number 1 tip, training.
Look, yes, you're eating in a caloric surplus now, but your goal is to get muscular, right? Not just chubby. You have to give all those extra calories a job to do. Lifting weights is the trigger. It's the signal telling your body, hey, take this excess fuel and turn it into muscle mass. Because if you don't train, all those unburned calories from your surplus are just going to get stored as fat, usually right around the waistline.
But there is one final, really important catch here. it's kind of a continuous cycle. See, the more you lift and train, the more calories you burn in the gym. And because you're burning more, you actually have to eat even more just to maintain that vital caloric surplus we started with. Your diet and your training absolutely have to scale up together.
So, we've walked through the reality of the fast metabolism, the math of the surplus, nailing your protein, splitting up your meals, and getting under the weights. You've got the actual science now to hack that hard gainers metabolism once and for all. So, the only question left for you is, what happens when your body finally stops fighting you and starts working for you? How are you going to design your new schedule today to finally unleash that potential?